I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine that from the moment you wake up in the morning until the moment you go to sleep at night, every single moment becomes an opportunity to improve your English. Not through textbooks, not through difficult grammar rules, but through simple, natural sentences that native speakers use every day. Sentences you can use the moment you hear them. Sentences that help you speak fluently without even realizing you are learning. This is what today's masterclass is all about. I am Julia, your host from English Without Limit, and in this lesson, I am going to guide you through a complete daily routine in English, a full day of real expressions, natural vocabulary, and simple structures that anyone can learn, even if you are just starting your English journey. But here is the exciting part. We are not learning English in a classroom way. We are learning English the way native speakers live it, from morning to night, step by step, moment by moment. So let's begin. And I want to begin with something a little unusual. I want you to picture the first second of your day, not the moment you get out of bed, but the moment your consciousness wakes up. Your eyes are still closed, you're not moving yet. Maybe the room is a little cold, or maybe it is warm. Maybe you can hear cars outside your window, or birds, or silence. This moment matters because this is where your English learning for the day begins. In English, a very natural expression for this moment is, I slowly open my eyes. This is simple, gentle, and very native. You can say, I stretch my arms, or I take a deep breath. These short sentences are powerful because they help you think in English instead of translating from your native language. You want English to feel like your natural environment, and we are going to build that feeling in your brain step by step. Now imagine you reach for your phone. Most people do this before anything else. In English, we say, I check my phone, or I check the time. You can also say, I look at my notifications. These are everyday expressions, incredibly common and extremely useful for daily conversation. But let's go further. I want you to hear a full natural phrase. I check the time and try to decide if I want to get up or stay in bed a little longer. This is how real people speak. Simple, smooth, natural. Now let's move to the moment when you actually get out of bed. A very common English sentence is, I get up. Not stand up, not wake up. Those are different actions. I get up means you move your body out of bed. You can say, I get up slowly, or I get up quickly because I am late. These small additions help you express yourself more precisely. Next, imagine your feet touching the floor. You stretch a little more. You walk to the bathroom. Here are a few essential morning expressions. I wash my face. I brush my teeth. I rinse my mouth. I dry my face with a towel. These simple actions are the foundation of natural English. They are easy to use, but they create strong fluency because you're describing real activities from your actual life. Now, I want to teach you a slightly longer sentence that English speakers use every day. Listen carefully. I look at myself in the mirror and try to wake up my brain. This is something native speakers say in different versions, but this one is easy, friendly, and perfect for learners. Next, let's talk about the moment you decide what to wear. Many people spend time choosing clothes, and English has simple sentences for this part of your routine. Here are a few. I choose what to wear. I put on my clothes. I cannot decide what to wear today. I want to wear something comfortable. All of these are extremely common, and when you begin using them, you start feeling more fluent immediately because these are real-world expressions. Now, let's move into the kitchen or wherever you prepare breakfast. Breakfast is a wonderful moment to practice English because there are so many natural expressions connected to it. For example, I make breakfast. I boil some water. I make a cup of coffee. I pour a glass of water. I eat something light in the morning. Here is a longer, more natural expression. I like to start my day with something simple like toast or fruit. This is the kind of sentence native speakers use in casual conversation. Clear, natural, relaxed. As you prepare your breakfast, bohr is another incredibly common sentence you can learn. I check my messages while I eat. Many people do this, and it is a realistic way to combine actions. Now imagine you are getting ready to leave the house. Here are a few essential expressions. I grab my bag. I put on my shoes. I lock the door behind me. Very short, very easy, and used every single day by native speakers. However, I want to push your English a little further. Here is a slightly more advanced sentence, but still simple enough for beginners. I try to leave the house 5 minutes earlier than usual, but I almost never succeed. This is natural, humorous, and extremely conversational. Before we finish part 1, I want to teach you something important. Daily routine English is not about memorizing difficult vocabulary. It is about building habits, real habits. And the best way to build a habit is to connect English to the actions you already do every day. When you wake up, say the sentences out loud. When you brush your teeth, say them again. When you eat breakfast, repeat them in your mind. This is the secret to speaking naturally. You don't wait for a perfect moment to practice English. You practice English inside your real life. In the next part, we will continue with the rest of your day. We will explore the commute, work life, conversations with others, afternoon tasks, evening routines, and nighttime expressions, and every step will help you speak English more naturally and confidently. We continue exactly where part 1 ended. You have just stepped outside your home. The door closes behind you, the air touches your face, and your day officially begins. From this moment on, your English routine continues to grow. Every new action becomes a chance to think, speak, and live in English. Let's start with one of the most common parts of anyone's day, going to work, going to school, or simply going out. In English, we use some very natural expressions to describe this part of the morning. For example, I head out for the day. I leave the house. I start my commute. I walk to the bus stop. I wait for my ride. Now imagine you are walking down the street. The morning is busy. You see other people going to work or school. You hear cars, motorcycles, or maybe the soft sounds of early morning traffic. You can describe this in English with simple phrases like, "The street is busy this morning." "There are many people outside today." "I see people rushing to work." "I hear the sound of traffic." Now let's talk about public transportation. If you take the bus, you can say, "I wait for the bus." "The bus is running late." "I get on the bus." "I find a seat." "I stand because the bus is full." Here's a longer, more natural expression. I try to find a seat near the window so I can relax during the ride. If you take a train or subway, you can say, "I wait on the platform." The train arrives. "I get on the train." The train is crowded this morning. I hold on to the handrail. Here is another natural expression. I listen to music while I travel. Now imagine you want to talk about what you do during your commute. Many people check their phone, listen to something, or simply think about their day. Here are some expressions you can use. I check my messages. I read the news on my phone. I listen to a podcast. I watch videos to practice English. I think about my plans for the day. A more advanced, natural line is, I try to use my commute time to learn something useful. Now imagine you arrive at your destination. You get off the bus, you step out of the train, or you walk into your workplace or school. You can say, I arrive at work. I get to school. I walk into the building. I start my day. Here are longer expressions. I take a moment to prepare myself before I begin. I organize my things so I can start my day smoothly. Now let's move into the workplace or study environment. Many English learners need expressions to describe what they do when they start working or studying. Here are some common ones. I turn on my computer. I check my emails. I read my schedule for the day. I prepare for my first task. I make a to-do list. More natural versions include I look at my schedule and try to plan my day. I make a list of things I need to finish today. Now imagine you see your coworkers, classmates, or other people in your environment. Greeting people is an important part of daily English. Here are natural ways to greet someone. Good morning. How are you today? How is your morning going? Did you sleep well? If someone asks how you are, you can say, I'm good, thanks. I'm a little tired today. I'm doing well. I'm ready to start the day. Now imagine you begin your first task. You can say, I get started with my work. I begin my first task. I focus on what I need to do. I try to stay productive. A longer natural phrase is, I try to finish the most important tasks early in the day while my mind is still fresh. Now imagine you are working, studying, or completing your morning activities. You might need to describe how you feel. I feel focused. I feel a bit distracted. I need more energy. I feel ready to work. Or you may talk about small breaks. I take a short break. I drink some water. I stretch my legs. And here's a natural sentence. I take a quick break to clear my mind before continuing. Now let's talk about mid-morning, a time when people often need a moment to recharge. In English, we say, I grab a quick snack. I make another cup of coffee. I take a break with my coworkers. A longer natural phrase is, I take a short break to relax and talk with the people around me. Before we finish part 2, I want to explain something important. When you learn daily routine English, you are learning the type of English that appears in conversations, interviews, small talk, and everyday life. These are sentences native speakers use constantly. When you learn them, you don't only learn English, you learn how to think in English. You learn how to describe your life in a simple, natural, beautiful way. In part 3, we will continue with what happens next in your day, the late morning, lunchtime conversations, afternoon routines, and the expressions native speakers use to describe them. We continue exactly where part 2 ended. You have begun your morning tasks. You've settled into your work or study, and now the morning is slowly turning into late morning. This is the time of the day when your energy changes. You might feel more focused, or you might feel a little tired. Maybe you are waiting for lunch. Maybe you still have a lot of tasks to finish. This period of the day gives us many useful English expressions that native speakers use naturally, and today we're going to learn them one by one. Let's begin with a few simple sentences to describe how you feel as the morning continues. I'm getting into the rhythm of my day. I'm starting to feel more awake. I'm feeling a bit tired. I'm trying to stay focused. I'm working steadily. These sentences help you talk about your energy and concentration, something native speakers do all the time in casual conversations. Now, let's talk about checking your progress. In English, we often review what we've done so far. You can say, I check what I have finished. I look at what I still need to do. I review my tasks for the day. I see how much time I have left before lunch. These phrases are simple but incredibly useful for describing your internal thoughts. Now imagine someone comes to your desk or your space to ask you something. Interaction is a big part of daily life, so let's practice that. For example, you can say, someone asks me a question. I help them with what they need. I give them the information they are looking for. I answer their question as clearly as I can. And here is a longer, natural sounding sentence. I try to explain things simply so everyone can understand. This is common in workplaces, schools, and any group environment. Now imagine you need help from someone else. You can use expressions like, I ask for help with something. I need someone to explain this to me. I ask a coworker for advice. I need clarification on what I'm supposed to do. These sentences make you sound natural and confident when interacting with others. As the late morning continues, you may need to describe your progress with slightly more advanced sentences. For example, I try to stay ahead of my work so I don't feel stressed later. I take my time to make sure everything is correct. I focus on finishing the tasks that matter the most. These are natural and extremely useful for daily life. Now, let's transition into lunchtime. Lunchtime is one of the most important and enjoyable parts of the day, and it gives you many opportunities to practice English. Before lunch, people often say, I'm getting hungry. I'm almost ready for lunch. I can't wait to take a break. I'm trying to finish this before lunch. These are short and simple, but powerful. Now imagine it is finally lunchtime. You stand up from your desk, stretch your body, and get ready to eat. In English, we say, I take a lunch break. I go eat lunch. I go out to get something to eat. I heat up my food. You can also describe your feelings. I'm excited for lunch. I need a break. I feel hungry. Now imagine you are meeting someone for lunch. Here are natural expressions you can use. I meet my coworker for lunch. I sit down at the table. I order something simple. I decide what I want to eat. And here is a longer native style sentence. I try to choose something light so I don't feel sleepy in the afternoon. Many people feel this way, so this sentence is extremely natural. Let's talk about lunchtime conversation. This is where you can practice very real English. People often talk about work, daily life, or how their morning went. Here are some sentences you can use. How's your day going? How was your morning? Are you busy today? Do you have a lot to do this afternoon? And here are some natural responses. My morning was good. It has been a busy day so far. I still have a lot to finish. I'm taking it one step at a time. These are extremely common and easy to use. Now imagine you want to talk about your food. Here are natural expressions. This tastes good. This is exactly what I needed. I ordered something simple today. I'm eating something quick because I don't have much time. And if you want a longer, more advanced sentence, you can say, I wanted something warm and comforting, so I chose this. Very natural, very friendly. Now, let's talk about the social part of lunch. Lunchtime is a moment when many people relax and open up. You can describe this in English like this. We talk about our plans for the weekend. We laugh about something funny that happened earlier. We share stories from our morning. We enjoy a quiet break together. These sentences help you express the atmosphere of the moment. As lunchtime ends, you prepare to return to your tasks. In English, we say, I go back to work. I return to my desk. I start my afternoon tasks. I get ready for the second half of my day. You can also describe your mindset. I feel refreshed after lunch. I feel ready to continue. I need to get back into focus. For a more advanced sentence, you can say, I feel more energized and I want to stay productive for the rest of the afternoon. Now let's transition slowly into the early afternoon. This is when your day shifts again. Some people feel energized, some feel sleepy, some feel motivated to finish strong. Here are expressions for this moment. I try to stay focused. I feel a little sleepy after eating. I drink some water to wake myself up. I remind myself what I want to finish today. These are simple but very natural. Before we close part 3, I want you to remember something important. When you learn English through your daily routine, you are learning English that is alive, English that you can use instantly, English that becomes part of your thinking. That is how you build real fluency, not through memorizing, but through living the language. In part 4, we will continue with the full afternoon. You will learn the expressions native speakers use to describe meetings, study sessions, tasks, breaks, stress, focus, and productivity. And we will continue building your daily English from moment to moment. We continue exactly where part 3 ended. You have just returned from lunch and you are stepping back into your afternoon. This is a powerful time in your day because your energy changes again. Some people feel refreshed and ready to work. Others feel sleepy and slow. Either way, the afternoon brings many opportunities to learn natural daily English expressions, and we will explore them today in a simple, easy, and beginner-friendly way. Let's start with the first moments after lunch. You sit down, you take a breath, and you look at what you need to do. In English, we often say, I get back into work mode. I try to focus again. I look at my tasks for the afternoon. I check what I need to finish first. These sentences sound natural and describe the mental shift from break time back to productive time. Now imagine you open your computer or your books again. You might have new messages, new tasks, or new responsibilities waiting for you. Here are some useful expressions. I check my emails again. I respond to new messages. I organize my afternoon tasks. I try to plan the rest of my day. And here is a longer, more advanced sentence. I look at what needs urgent attention and what can wait until later. This sounds exactly like something a native speaker would say in a workplace or school setting. Now let's talk about the feeling many people get after lunch, sleepiness. This is a very real part of the afternoon, and English has simple expressions for it. I feel sleepy. I'm getting a little tired. I need something to wake me up. I feel slow after eating. You can also express your desire for more energy with lines like, I make a cup of tea to wake myself up. I drink water to refresh myself. I take a minute to breathe deeply and refocus. These small actions help you practice English while living your daily routine. Now imagine you begin working on your tasks again. Maybe you have responsibilities that require concentration. In English, you can say, I focus on my assignments. I try to stay productive. I work on my main project of the day. I try to finish the most difficult work first. And here is a more natural, fluent sentence. I want to finish my most important work before the afternoon gets too late. This captures the feeling many people have during this time of day. Now let's talk about meetings. Many jobs and classes include afternoon meetings. And in English, we use simple expressions like I have a meeting. I joined the meeting online. I attended a team meeting. I talk with my coworkers about our tasks. I listen to updates from my team. If you want a slightly more advanced sentence, you can say, I pay attention to what everyone is saying so I don't miss anything important. This sounds very natural and professional. Now imagine the discussion starts. Here are common ways to describe what you're doing. I share my ideas. I will explain my point. I give my opinion. I ask a question. I listen carefully. And if you want a more fluent expression, I try to communicate clearly so everyone understands my ideas. Sometimes meetings are long. Sometimes they are short. Sometimes they feel endless. To describe this in English, you can say, "The meeting is taking longer than I expected." "This meeting feels a bit slow." We are talking about many topics today. I hope we finish soon. But you can also express something positive. The meeting is productive. We are making good progress. Now imagine the meeting ends and you return to your tasks. In English, we say, I go back to my work. I continue where I left off. I try to finish the rest of my tasks. I stay focused for the rest of the afternoon. You can also use this longer expression. I want to complete everything before the end of the day so I don't take work home. Very natural and very relatable. Now let's talk about the mid-afternoon period. This is when your energy usually drops again. Many people need a small break or a little motivation. Here are natural expressions. I take a short break. I stand up and stretch. I walk around for a minute. I rest my eyes for a moment. These are actions people do every day, and they're perfect for your English routine. If you want a fuller sentence, you can say, I take a short break so I can stay focused for the rest of the afternoon. Now let's talk about motivation, because motivation often disappears in the afternoon. In English, we express this with sentences like, I try to stay motivated. I push myself to keep going. I remind myself why I am doing this. I want to finish strong. You can deepen the meaning with the longer sentence. I tell myself that a little more effort now will make the end of the day feel much better. Now imagine you're finishing the last tasks of your afternoon. This is a great moment to practice English that includes completion and preparation. Here are common expressions. I finish my last task. I wrap up my work. I check everything one more time. I make sure I didn't miss anything. And a more advanced line, I organize my desk so I can start fresh tomorrow. This is something many English speakers say. Now let's prepare for the transition from afternoon to evening. This is the time when people begin packing up, thinking about going home, planning dinner, or planning the rest of their evening. In English, we say, I get ready to leave. I pack up my things. I turn off my computer. I leave the building. You can also talk about how you feel at the end of the afternoon. I feel tired but satisfied. I feel good about my day. I'm ready to go home and relax. Here is a more expressive sentence. I'm proud of what I accomplished today, and I'm looking forward to a calm evening. As part 4 ends, you are now leaving your workplace or school, stepping into the early evening. This is when the world starts to slow down and your English continues to grow with new expressions for transportation, home life, relaxation, and nighttime routines. Welcome to Part 5. We continue exactly where Part 4 ended. You have just left your workplace or school. The afternoon is turning into evening, and this transition brings many natural English expressions you can use every single day. Let's begin with the moment you step outside. The air feels different. The light is softer. The energy of the day starts to slow down. In English, we describe these moments with simple expressions. I leave the building. I'm done for the day. I'm heading home. I finally finished my work. I feel relieved to be outside. These sentences capture your feeling as you wrap up the day. Now imagine you're walking toward your transportation, maybe a bus, motorbike, train, car, or bicycle. Here are some natural expressions. I walk to the bus stop. I wait for my ride. I look for my train. I'm heading to the parking lot. I get on my bike and start riding home. You can also describe how you feel during the commute. I'm ready to relax. I feel tired after a long day. I want to get home as soon as possible. I enjoy this quiet moment on my way home. Let's continue with transportation phrases. These are useful in many situations. I get stuck in traffic. The road is busy today. The bus is crowded. The train is running late. The ride home is peaceful. And here's a more advanced natural sentence. I use my commute time to reflect on my day and think about what I want to do later. Now, imagine you're on your way home. Many people use this moment to unwind or take a break from thinking. In English, you can say, I listen to music. I check social media. I watch a short video. I listen to a podcast. I enjoy some quiet time. To be more expressive, try, I let my mind relax after a busy afternoon. These sentences help you talk about your habits in a simple, fluent way. Now let's talk about arriving home. That first moment when you open the door feels warm and familiar. In English, we often say, I get home. I finally arrive home. I walk into my house. I put my things down. I take off my shoes. These are very common phrases you'll hear from native speakers. Then comes a moment of transition from outside life to home life. You can describe it like this. I change into comfortable clothes. I wash my hands and face. I put my bag away. I take a deep breath and relax. And here's a longer sentence. I like to take a few minutes to settle down before I start my evening routine. Now let's talk about what happens next, usually relaxing or preparing dinner. Here are some simple expressions. I cook dinner. I prepare something to eat. I make a quick meal. I try to decide what to cook. I order food when I don't feel like cooking. You can also talk about how you feel. I'm hungry after a long day. I want something warm and comforting. And here's a natural, fluent sentence. I try to make something simple but delicious for dinner. Now, imagine you're cooking. Here are common verbs for this process. I chop vegetables. I boil water. I fry something in a pan. I season the food. I check if everything is ready. And when it's time to eat, we use these expressions. I sit down for dinner. I enjoy my meal. I eat with my family. I eat alone and watch something. I take my time and relax. You can describe the feeling. Dinner is my favorite part of the day because it helps me unwind. After dinner comes the evening reset, a small routine that helps you prepare for the night. In English, you can say, I clean up after dinner. I wash the dishes. I wipe the table. I put everything away. I tidy up the kitchen. And then, I check what I need to do tomorrow. I look at my schedule. I plan my next day. Here's a fluent sentence. I like to prepare early so I don't feel rushed in the morning. Now let's move into the late evening. This is the time when people do activities they enjoy. In English, we describe hobbies and relaxation like this. I watch a show. I read a book. I study a bit more. I practice English. I play a game. I talk with friends online. To make it sound more natural, I spend time doing something I enjoy before bed. Sometimes evenings are productive. Sometimes they are lazy. Here are ways to express both sides. I feel productive tonight. I want to get things done. I have enough energy to study more. Or, I'm too tired to do anything. I just want to relax tonight. I'm done for the day. Now let's talk about emotions. Evenings are emotional moments for many people. You can express this in English with sentences like, I feel peaceful. I feel calm. I feel tired but happy. I feel grateful for today. Or, when it's been a tough day, I feel drained. I feel stressed. I just want to rest. These sentences help you speak naturally about your emotional world. Now let's move toward the end of the evening, getting ready for bed. In English, we use these expressions. I take a shower. I brush my teeth. I change into pajamas. I wash my face. I get ready to sleep. More advanced fluent variations include I start winding down for the night. I slow everything down and prepare for sleep. And then the final moments before bed. I turn off the lights. I check my phone one last time. I set an alarm for tomorrow. I lie down in bed. I try to fall asleep. To capture this final feeling, you can say, I finally get into bed and let my body rest after a long, full day. Part 5 ends here with you comfortable, calm, and ready to sleep. We continue from the exact moment you lie down in bed at the end of the day. In Part 5, you finished your evening routine. Now, in Part 6, we go deeper into the quiet moments before sleep. These are powerful moments because your mind slows down, your thoughts become clearer, and your English expressions become more emotional, personal, and reflective. Many learners never study this part of daily English, yet native speakers use these expressions every single night. So, let's explore them together. You are in bed now. The room is dark, or maybe you leave a small light on. The atmosphere is calm. In English, these simple sentences describe the moment. I lie down. I get comfortable. I pull the blanket over myself. I try to relax. I close my eyes. These sentences may seem simple, but they are exactly the kinds of expressions native speakers use without thinking. Now let's express how you feel physically. My body feels tired. My eyes feel heavy. I can finally rest. I feel warm and comfortable. If you want more natural sounding English, you can say, this is the first moment today when I can truly rest. Now let's move to the most natural part of nighttime English, thoughts before falling asleep. Many people think about their day. Some think about tomorrow. Some worry. Some feel grateful. You can express this clearly in English. I think about everything that happened today. I replay conversations in my mind. I remember the small moments that made me smile. I think about the things I need to improve. A slightly more advanced version. I take a moment to reflect on my day and understand how I felt. Sometimes your mind isn't quiet, it becomes active. English has many everyday expressions for this. My mind is too busy. I can't stop thinking. I feel like my thoughts are running around. I can't relax because I'm overthinking. But on other nights, you feel peaceful. My mind is calm. I feel at ease. I let go of everything that stressed me today. I'm ready to sleep peacefully. Here's a more natural, personal version. I give myself permission to stop thinking and just rest. Before sleep, many people reflect on goals, plans, or dreams. Try these useful expressions. I think about what I want to achieve tomorrow. I make mental notes about my schedule. I plan my morning in my head. I decide what I should focus on next. More advanced. I use this quiet moment to mentally prepare for the next day. Now imagine you're lying there, quietly breathing, waiting for sleep. Here are common expressions about the process of falling asleep. I'm trying to fall asleep. It's hard to fall asleep tonight. I'm slowly drifting off. I'm finally falling asleep. In natural English, sleep is slowly taking over my thoughts. Now let's explore another part of nighttime life, emotions that appear only at night. People often feel different at night than during the day. They may feel sentimental, nostalgic, peaceful, lonely, or thoughtful. English has simple expressions for these feelings. I feel emotional tonight. I feel a little lonely. I feel calm and peaceful. I feel connected to myself. I feel grateful for the small things. If you want more expressive English, nighttime always brings out my deepest thoughts and feelings. Now let's talk about people who cannot fall asleep easily. If this is you, then these expressions are perfect. I toss and turn. I can't find a comfortable position. I stare at the ceiling. I feel restless. My mind won't quiet down. If you want a more natural version, you can say, I lie awake, hoping sleep will come soon. Sometimes people check their phones even though they know they shouldn't. In English, we say, I check my phone even though it's late. I look at the time and worry it's getting too late. I scroll without thinking. I read something to help me relax. And when you realize it's time to stop, I put my phone away. I turn off the screen. I try to sleep again. Now, imagine you're trying to fall asleep once more. Your breathing slows, your mind softens. In English, you can describe this moment. I take slow breaths. I relax my muscles. I let go of the day. I let myself rest. A more advanced natural sentence. I feel my body becoming heavier as sleep begins to settle in. Let's move to another part of nighttime English. Thoughts about life. Many people think deeply about their future at night. You can express this in simple, fluent English. I think about my goals. I think about what I want in life. I imagine my future. I think about the people I care about. I wonder if I'm doing enough. A deeper, natural expression. I allow myself to dream about the life I want to create. Now, let's talk about gratitude, something many native speakers express at the end of the day. Here are useful sentences. I feel grateful for today. I appreciate the little moments. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my health. I'm grateful I made it through the day. A more expressive version: I end the day with gratitude because it helps me feel calm and positive. Finally, let's describe the moment when you truly fall asleep. The world becomes quiet. Your mind releases the last thoughts. Your body rests completely. In English, you can say, I drift into sleep. I gently fall asleep. I fall into a deep sleep. Sleep finally comes to me. My mind shuts down for the night. A fluent cinematic line: I surrender to sleep, letting the night take over. Now your day is complete. This is the final stage of your daily routine, the final moment before tomorrow begins. In the next part, we will explore what happens when you wake up again the next morning, but with a completely different approach, a deeper, more emotional morning routine filled with natural English expressions you can use every day. You have just finished a long, full night of rest. In the previous part, your day ended peacefully as you drifted into sleep. Now a new day begins. This part focuses on the emotional, mental, and physical experience of waking up. Morning English is incredibly useful because it sets the tone for your entire day, and native speakers use these expressions constantly. Let's begin with the first subtle moment of the morning before you even open your eyes. In English, we describe this part like this: I slowly wake up. I'm half asleep. I'm still dreaming a little. I become aware of the morning light. I hear the sounds of a new day. If you want a natural, expressive version, you wake up gently as the world around you starts to come alive. Now your eyes slowly open. You look around. Your mind is not fully awake yet. This is a perfect moment to practice simple daily English. I open my eyes. I stretch a little. I feel sleepy. I don't want to get up yet. A more advanced version: I take a moment before getting out of bed to adjust to the morning. These first few seconds of the morning are powerful. They shape your mood, so let's learn how to describe them clearly. I feel rested. I feel refreshed. I feel energized. I feel tired even though I slept. I feel peaceful. You can also say, I'm still waking up. I'm not fully awake yet. I need a few minutes to feel alive. Now, imagine the sunlight in your room. Many native speakers describe this moment simply: the light is soft. The morning feels calm. The room is quiet. The sunlight slowly fills the room. These comforting details bring your English alive. Next, let's move to what most people do: checking the time. This is incredibly common in modern daily English. I check the time. I look at the clock. I grab my phone. I see what time it is. Often followed by, it's earlier than I expected. It's later than I thought. I need to get up now. Sometimes mornings are fast and busy. Sometimes they are slow and soft. Both feelings are natural. I feel like staying in bed. I want 5 more minutes. I'm not ready to get up yet. Or, I'm ready to start the day. I want to get things done early. Today feels full of possibilities. Now, imagine you sit up in bed. Your muscles stretch. Your mind becomes clearer. In English, we describe this moment like this: I sit up slowly. I stretch my arms. I stretch my back. I yawn. I take a deep breath. A more advanced, natural sentence: I let my body wake up gently so I don't feel rushed. Now let's talk about thoughts that come to you in the morning. Many people think about what the day will bring. Here are useful English expressions. I think about what I need to do today. I remember important tasks. I review my plans in my head. I try to stay positive about the day. Or a deeper, more emotional version. I set an intention for the day and remind myself to stay focused. Now, imagine you finally get out of bed. This moment is very simple but very important. I get out of bed. I stand up slowly. I walk to the bathroom. I start my morning routine. These sentences are essential for describing your daily life clearly. Now let's continue with physical sensations. Mornings have a unique feeling. My body feels a little stiff. My muscles need to warm up. My head feels heavy. I feel light and refreshed. Or more descriptive, my body wakes up slowly as I begin moving around. Now let's focus on mental clarity. Morning thoughts are often clean and simple. My mind feels quiet. My thoughts are clear. I feel ready to begin. I try to stay calm. I take things slowly to avoid stress in the morning. You may also think about your mood. English has simple ways to express morning emotions. I feel hopeful. I feel peaceful. I feel motivated. I feel lazy. I feel neutral. To sound more natural, my morning mood sets the tone for the entire day. Now let's move into the first actions you take after getting out of bed. We will go deeper into the full morning routine in the next part, but here we focus on the transition from sleeping to waking. Here are extremely common everyday expressions. I go to the bathroom. I wash my face. I brush my teeth. I splash cold water on my face. I wake up my skin. A more advanced version, the cold water helps me feel fully awake and ready to start the day. Now, many people also check their phone again in the morning. In English, I check my messages. I look at notifications. I check the weather. I read a quick update. Or I try not to spend too much time on my phone in the morning. Now, imagine you think about yesterday and today. Morning reflections are gentle and short. I think about how yesterday went. I think about what I want to do differently today. I try to start fresh. I give myself another chance to improve. Or a deeper, more emotional line. Every morning feels like a new beginning, a chance to become a little better than yesterday. Now let's move to breakfast thoughts, but we will save the full breakfast routine for later. Here are some basic morning lines. I think about what to eat. I want something simple. I want something healthy. I don't feel hungry yet.
A more advanced version, I decide what I'm in the mood for this morning. Sometimes people feel rushed. Sometimes people feel relaxed. Both can be expressed in English. I feel like I have plenty of time today. I don't need to rush. Or, I'm already running late. I need to move faster. Now let's describe the morning atmosphere. The morning air feels fresh. The house feels quiet. Everything feels peaceful. I enjoy the silence of the early morning. Finally, let's end this part with a moment of calm intention, a moment where you prepare yourself mentally for the rest of the day. Here are natural, native expressions. I tell myself to stay positive. I remind myself to stay calm. I choose to have a good day. I focus on what matters. A more advanced emotional version, I begin the day with hope, knowing that every morning is a chance to grow, to learn, and to become more confident in myself and my English. This part ends with you standing at the doorway of your new day, awake and ready. Now, we continue from the moment you have fully woken up and begun moving through the early parts of your morning. You opened your eyes, stretched, and started easing into your day. Now, we enter the heart of the morning routine. This is the part of the day when your actions become more structured. You wash your face, brush your teeth, eat breakfast, get dressed, and prepare yourself mentally for the day ahead. These moments are extremely important for English learners because they are filled with simple but powerful daily expressions. Let's begin right where you left off. You walk into the bathroom. You look at yourself in the mirror. The morning light hits your face softly. In English, we describe these actions simply. I look in the mirror. I wash my face with cold water. I brush my teeth slowly. I clean my face to wake up. I freshen up for the day. A more natural version. I start my morning by taking care of myself and giving my body the wake-up routine it needs. Now, imagine the feeling of cold water on your skin. English has many expressions for this sensation. The cold water wakes me up instantly. My skin feels refreshed. I feel more awake now. It helps me start the day with energy. A slightly more advanced line. The refreshing water brings life back to my face and clears away the last bit of sleepiness. Next, you brush your teeth. This action seems simple, but it's a very common part of daily English. I brush my teeth for a few minutes. I make sure my teeth feel clean. I rinse my mouth. I feel fresh and ready. When you want to sound more fluent, I take my time brushing my teeth because it helps me feel clean and awake. Now imagine you leave the bathroom. Your face feels clean, your body feels lighter. The morning begins to take shape. This is the moment when people start thinking about what to wear. Native speakers talk about this moment like this. I decide what to wear today. I choose my clothes. I look at the weather before choosing. I want something comfortable. I get dressed slowly. Or more advanced, I pick clothes that match the kind of day I want to have. Now you start getting dressed. This is the perfect time to describe daily actions. I put on my clothes. I comb my hair. I fix my hair in the mirror. I put on a little makeup if I want to. I check if I look presentable. A more natural version. I spend a few minutes getting ready so I can feel confident when I step outside. Next comes one of the most common parts of the morning, preparing breakfast. Breakfast vocabulary is extremely useful for everyday conversations. Let's begin with simple English phrases. I make breakfast. I prepare something quick to eat. I decide what I'm in the mood for. I choose something healthy. I cook something simple. Or I make a hot drink to start my day. Now let's include practical items. These are words you will hear constantly. I boil water. I toast some bread. I fry an egg. I cut some fruit. I pour milk or juice. If you want to describe your feelings while preparing breakfast, I enjoy the quiet moment of making breakfast. I like starting my day slowly like this. The smell of breakfast makes me happy. More advanced, this small morning ritual helps me feel grounded and ready for the day ahead.
Now imagine you sit down to eat. This is another very simple but very important part of your daily routine. I sit at the table. I start eating slowly. I enjoy my breakfast. I take my time before the day gets busy. I eat something light in the morning, or I use this moment to relax before the day begins. Some people multitask during breakfast. In English, we say, I watch a short video while I eat. I listen to English audio. I read the news. I check my messages. I look at today's weather. Here's a more natural sentence. I usually catch up on something small while eating, but I try not to get distracted. Now, let's move to a very important part of the morning, preparing your mind. Many native speakers follow small habits that help them stay calm, productive, and positive. Here are everyday expressions for this. I take a moment to breathe deeply. I think about my goals for today. I remind myself to stay positive. I try to start the day with a clear mind. A more advanced emotional version, I mentally prepare myself so I can stay focused and calm throughout the day. Some people like to write a little in the morning. In English, we say, I write a quick note. I make a to-do list. I plan my schedule. I write down what I need to remember. I organize my tasks. Or I create a simple plan so my day feels more manageable. After breakfast, the house begins to wake up. The morning light gets stronger. You can describe this beautifully in English. The morning feels bright and full of energy. The house becomes livelier. The air feels fresh and clean. I enjoy the peaceful start before everything becomes busy. Now, let's talk about packing your things before you leave. These expressions are used every day. I pack my bag. I check if I have everything. I grab my keys. I grab my phone and wallet. I get ready to leave the house. More naturally, I take a final look around to make sure I didn't forget anything. Now, imagine you're almost ready to step outside. This moment is important because it creates the final direction for your day. I put on my shoes. I take a deep breath. I tell myself it's going to be a good day. I feel ready. I head out the door. A more advanced emotional version, I step outside with confidence, knowing that a new day offers new chances to grow and improve. This brings us to the end of part 8. You are now fully awake, fully prepared, and fully ready to begin your day with clarity and confidence. We continue from the moment you step outside the house fully prepared and ready to face your day. In part 8, you completed your morning routine, ate breakfast, and set your mind for success. Now in part 9, we focus on early daytime activities, leaving home, commuting, interacting with people, and practicing natural English expressions used in real-life situations. This is one of the richest parts of the day for language learning because it's full of movement, observation, and communication. Let's start with the first moments outside your home. You might notice the air, the sounds, and the movement around you. In English, you can describe this easily. The air feels fresh. The sun is shining. The street is quiet this early. I see a few people walking. I hear birds chirping. A slightly more advanced natural sentence. The morning is calm and everything feels peaceful as I start my day. Next, you begin walking toward your transportation, whether it's a bus, train, car, or bike. Here are common English expressions. I walk to the bus stop. I wait for the train. I get into my car. I start riding my bike. I follow my usual route. For natural fluency, I enjoy the short walk as it helps me wake up fully. Now, let's talk about interactions with people during your commute. Many learners want to know simple phrases for greetings and small talk. Good morning. How are you today? Did you sleep well? Have a nice day. Responses can be simple and natural. Good morning. I'm fine, thank you. I slept well. You too. A more advanced, natural response. I'm feeling good this morning, ready to start the day. Now, imagine you are on a bus, train, or subway. English expressions for commuting are extremely practical. I find a seat. I stand because the bus is crowded. I hold on to the handrail. The train is a little late today. I watch people as we travel. And here's a natural fluent sentence. I use my commute time to relax and prepare mentally for the day ahead. Many people also use this time for personal growth. English learners can describe their habits with sentences like, I listen to an English podcast. I read a short article. I watch a video to practice listening. I check messages or news. I reflect on my plans for today. A more advanced natural expression, I try to make my commute productive by learning something useful.
Now, let's move to observing the world around you. Early mornings often offer quiet scenes that are perfect for practicing descriptive English. The street is empty except for a few cars. The sunlight reflects off the windows. People are rushing to work. Some people are jogging or walking their dogs. A longer natural sentence. The city slowly wakes up, and I enjoy noticing the small details around me. When you arrive at your destination, you can describe this moment in English. I get off the bus. I step out of the train station. I walk toward my workplace. I enter the building. I greet people as I arrive. Natural variations include, I take a moment to settle in before starting my tasks. I prepare myself mentally for the morning's work. Now imagine you interact with coworkers, classmates, or other people right after arrival. English expressions for this are simple. Good morning. How was your commute? Did you have a good morning? I'm glad to see you. Responses can include, Good morning. It was fine, thanks. A little busy, but I'm okay. I'm ready to start the day. A natural fluent option. I'm feeling focused and ready to get started today. Next, you start your first tasks of the day. Early morning tasks can be described in English like this. I open my computer. I check my emails. I review my schedule. I start my first task. I focus on what's most important. For more fluent expressions, I try to complete my most urgent work first, while my energy is highest. I like to start the day productively, so I feel good about my progress. Now, let's talk about how you describe your feelings during these first hours. I feel motivated. I feel focused. I feel a little tired but ready. I enjoy the calm of the early morning. For natural fluency, I feel energized and ready to take on the day's challenges. Many people also take short breaks in the early morning. English has simple ways to describe this. I stand up and stretch. I grab a cup of coffee.
I drink some water. I take a short break before continuing. A natural, longer sentence. I take a few minutes to refresh myself and maintain focus for the rest of the morning. Now, imagine the early morning is coming to a close and you are moving toward mid-morning activities. English phrases are essential here. I continue with my work. I try to stay focused. I handle new tasks as they come. I respond to messages or emails. I check my schedule to see what's next. Natural fluent variation. I make steady progress and try to stay organized as the morning unfolds. Finally, early daytime moments often include small social interactions. You can describe them with English phrases like, I greet people in the hallway. I ask a quick question about a project. I give a short update to my team. I thank someone for their help. For more natural, connected English, I take a moment to connect with others, even if it's just a few words, because it helps build a positive environment. By practicing these simple, natural, and fluent expressions during your early daytime routine, you are learning real-life English that native speakers use constantly. You're not just memorizing words. You're learning to describe your life, your feelings, and your actions in English naturally and confidently. We continue from where Part 9 ended, following you through the remainder of the day. In Part 9, we explored early daytime activities, leaving the house, commuting, and interacting with people in the morning. Now, in Part 10, we focus on late morning, lunch, the afternoon, and smoothly describing a full day using natural English expressions. This is the final part of your comprehensive daily routine masterclass, helping you practice fluent, real-life English from morning to night. Let's begin with the late morning. By now, you are fully immersed in your tasks. Your focus is steady, but sometimes challenges arise. Native speakers use simple, natural English to describe this period. I continue with my work. I try to stay focused. I handle new tasks as they come. I respond to messages or emails. I check my schedule to see what's next. For more advanced fluent expressions, I prioritize my tasks to make sure I finish the most important work before lunch. I remind myself to take things one step at a time and avoid stress. Now, interactions often occur in the late morning. You might speak with colleagues, classmates, or friends. These short exchanges are essential for fluent English. Julia from English Without Limits says, "How is your morning going? Do you need help with that? Can I clarify something for you? I'm happy to assist if needed." Natural responses include, "My morning is going well, thank you. I could use some help with this task. Everything is on track. I appreciate your support." Now let's move to lunch, one of the most natural moments for everyday English. Lunch is a perfect time to practice conversation, describe food, and share experiences. Simple sentences include, I take a lunch break. I go eat with my coworkers or friends. I decide what to eat. I enjoy a short break from work. I try to eat something healthy. For more fluent English, I like to take this time to relax, recharge, and enjoy a little conversation with others. I choose something light so I don't feel sleepy afterward. Now let's include lunch conversations. Native speakers often talk about work, daily life, or future plans. How's your day going so far? Did you have a busy morning? What are your plans for the afternoon? Have you tried this dish before? Common responses, my day has been productive. It's been a little hectic, but I'm managing.
I'm planning to finish a few tasks after lunch. Yes, I like it a lot. It's simple but delicious. During lunch, you can also talk about feelings or preferences. This tastes really good. I needed something warm. I enjoy eating slowly. I like taking a break before the afternoon rush. More naturally, lunch is my favorite part of the day because it helps me reset and prepare for the rest of my tasks. After lunch, the afternoon begins. This is often a mix of productivity and fatigue. English expressions help you describe your energy, focus, and tasks. I return to my desk. I continue with my afternoon tasks. I focus on the most important projects first. I handle meetings or group discussions. I take small breaks to stay energized. More fluent sentences. I try to maintain my focus and pace so I can finish everything on time. Even if I feel tired, I remind myself to stay productive and complete my priorities. When meetings occur in the afternoon, you can use these expressions. I attend a team meeting. I share my updates. I listen carefully to others' feedback. I ask questions if something is unclear. I try to communicate my ideas clearly. A more advanced natural line, I participate actively in meetings while staying focused and polite so everyone understands my points. Now imagine the mid-afternoon slump. Many people feel sleepy or distracted. English expressions describe this naturally. I feel a little tired after lunch. I need a short break. I drink some water or tea to refresh myself. I take a moment to stretch. For a fluent version, a short break helps me regain energy and refocus for the remaining tasks of the day. As the afternoon progresses, you approach the end of work or study. English phrases for wrapping up are essential. I finish my last tasks. I review what I have done today. I check if anything is pending. I organize my workspace. I prepare for tomorrow. More natural expressions. I like to complete as much as possible so I can leave with a clear mind. I plan ahead to avoid stress the next morning.
Now we transition to evening after a full day. Native speakers often describe this time with reflection, relaxation, and preparation for home life. I leave work or school. I head home. I enjoy the evening air. I think about how my day went. I reflect on what I accomplished. Fluent versions, I feel proud of my efforts today and look forward to a calm evening. I use the commute home to relax and reset my mind. At home, evening routines continue naturally. I change into comfortable clothes. I prepare dinner or eat with family. I take time to relax and enjoy personal hobbies. I check messages or watch something entertaining. I prepare for the next day. A more advanced line, evenings are my chance to recharge, spend time with loved ones, and plan for tomorrow so I can stay organized and calm. Finally, the nighttime routine brings the day to a peaceful close. I wash my face. I brush my teeth. I get into bed. I reflect on the day's successes and challenges. I think about tomorrow. I let myself relax completely. For natural fluency, I end the day feeling grateful, calm, and ready for sleep, knowing that tomorrow is a fresh opportunity to learn, grow, and practice English. At this point, your full day from waking up, morning routines, commuting, interacting, working, lunch, afternoon tasks, evening relaxation, to bedtime is now described in clear, natural English. Using these expressions daily will help you speak fluently and confidently, just like a native speaker. Thank you so much for spending this time learning with me.
Keep practicing every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Your effort will bring big results over time. And most importantly, enjoy the journey. You are not just learning English, you are becoming an English speaker. This is Julia from English Without Limit. I'll see you in the next practice. Keep believing in yourself and keep speaking with confidence.